Hi everybody. I thought what I would do was imitate what I saw a couple of guys on IGN's YouTube channel do with the first official Star Wars Episode VII teaser trailer. What they did was they played the trailer video along, and there were two of them, and they paused the video and they gave commentary and observations along the way, and as well as their own thoughts of what they were seeing, and suppositions or conjectures and things like that. And I thought it was a really cool thing to do. So I thought that I would do that myself for the second official teaser trailer for Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens. Today is Thursday, April 16th, 2015, and the trailer is 1 minute 50 seconds long. So I'm not sure how long this video is going to take for me to record. Their video took about 15 minutes for the what was it, 70 seconds that they had for the first teaser trailer. So here we go. Now what we see here, you hear these chimes of course in the music, and what we see here is the Lucasfilm Limited logo in silver. Now pause it right here, and right away we can tell that if this is not Tatooine, it sure looks like Tatooine. Even if it's not Tatooine, it's certainly accurate to say that it looks like Tatooine. We see some crashed ship over here. To me, that looks like... Oh, that's an X-Wing! I just noticed that. Here's the cockpit. Here's one of the engines. Here's the laser on the tip of one of the wings. And we also see this land speeder, well, some vehicle coming in from the left. Presumably land speeder. Now, as we get in a better view here of this crashed ship, yeah, that is definitely an X-Wing. No doubt about it. You can see the opposite wing here, an opposite wing here, and another engine over here. And then you have this mountain in the background, and you see that that mountain is not actually a mountain. That mountain is a crashed Star Destroyer. You can see the bridge section up here. And the shield emitter up there. And you can see it's broken into pieces over here. And it's half buried. It definitely crashed into the planet. It looks like a pretty hazy day to me. Not a cloudy sky, but not a clear sky either. Now right there we heard this little ting on a piano. I just wanted to point that out. We heard this ting.
The Force is strong in my family.
The Force is strong in my family. That's obviously Luke Skywalker speaking. But I cannot tell, at least at this moment, whether that is an audio clip from Return of the Jedi or a newly recorded audio clip from Mark Hamill. I conjecture, based on later lines, that it's actually a new recording. Let's continue. Now right here, this is creepy looking. Because it looks more like a skull than it ever has before. Well, obviously this is Darth Vader's melted helmet. Now, what in the world is it doing wherever it is? You know, who took it from Endor and why? I wonder. And I wonder if it's just a helmet or if it's the rest of the suit as well. Come to think of it. Who took it from Endor and why? Obviously it's melted and disfigured from the funeral pyre. We see this table here, this triangle-shaped table. That's interesting.
My father has it.
Now this is definitely a campfire of some kind coming that's off screen to the left here. Here's R2-D2 obviously, and a figure in a cloak, presumably kneeling on the ground. And we have these rocks here in the background, so this could also be Tatooine. And the person in the cloak reaches their hand out, their arm out, and places a mechanical hand on R2's dome. Now, and that's their right hand. So presumably this is Luke Skywalker. It's also interesting to see that he's wearing a dark cloak. Whether this is black or brown or some other color, it's too dim to tell. But it looks like he's wearing a cream-colored sleeve. So conceivably he could be dressed as a Jedi Knight of the Old Republic. That is, in the same outfit that we originally saw Obi-Wan Kenobi in Episode 4. And you get a more close-up view of the hand. In the original trilogy, they at least chose not to do so much detail on the hand. Now, obviously, he's speaking some lines. We'll get back to those, too.
I have it.
Let's back up.
I have it. My father has it.
I just noticed there also that we heard Darth Vader breathing. That was... How did I miss that?
My father has it. I have it. My sister has it.
Now this is Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. Or if it's not, it darn sure looks like it. Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber, as in the lightsaber that Obi-Wan Kenobi passed to Luke in Episode 4. I'm going to invoke the expanded universe at this point and say that he actually did go back to Bespin and get it. And there's somebody here from the right. There looks like they're wearing a ring on their index finger, maybe purple painted fingernails. I'm not sure. Oh no, they're just normal. Looks like. But that's definitely a ring on the index finger. So let's see who this is here, if we can tell anything. Wow. Okay, so you got some utility belt here, what looks like a gray vest, a turquoise shirt underneath that, several bracelets, probably both utilitarian and decorative. And the ring on the index finger. You can't tell anything of their face. Maybe that's a scarf, in fact, rather than a vest. That is definitely Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. There you have it. Clear as day.
My sister.
Now, the person who's receiving the lightsaber has no jewelry on, and looks like they're just wearing a robe and a shirt. With a dark-colored robe and perhaps a gray or dark tan shirt. And what's in the background here, I'm not sure at all. It's out of focus, but it definitely looks like some, the typical representative Star Wars background machinery. The used future, as the phrase came about from the making of Episode 4.
My sister has it.
You didn't get much of the no, same outfit. You can't see any more of the outfit. Oh. But there's something here. Isn't there?
Has it.
Looks like this person is wearing a ring. It looks like they're... I could be wrong, but this is what it looks like to me. It looks like they're wearing a large ring on one of the fingers of their left hand. Since you can't see it here on the right hand, which is the hand they're receiving the saber from.
You have that power too.
Okay, there's a very important line. I have it. The force is strong in my family. I have it. My sister has it. No, my father has it. I have it. My sister has it. You have it too. Let's verify that to see what it...
My family. The force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it. My sister has it.
Okay, new theory then. As Luke was giving a voiceover there, my father has it. That was on the helmet of Darth Vader. I have it was on the figure with the mechanical hand, so that implies that that's Luke. My sister has it, meaning that my guess is this is Luke giving Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber to Leia. I'm going to invoke the expanded universe at this point. And in the expanded universe, spoiler alert, Luke went back to Bespin, regained Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber that he lost there, and gave it to Mara Jade after she lost her own lightsaber. At least as far as I know.
I have it.
Notice the music too. The music is very rich. That's a good word for me to use here for it. Very rich. It's not like the original trilogy, and I don't think, I don't think it's like the prequel trilogy either. Ding.
The force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it. My sister has it. You have that power too.
You have that power too. Now, who is Luke speaking to? My guess is that it's Mara Jade. Well, at least that's what I want it to be. Now, it certainly could be to Leia and Han's children. Again, invoking the expanded universe, their names are Jason and Jaina. And then they also had a third child named Anakin. And then Luke and Mara, after they were married, they had one son named Ben. Now here we have a fleet of X-Wings flying... I'll call this a formation. It's at least a pattern. Maybe, you know, they're far enough away from each other that they're not going to hit each other. Look at this, though. We can see a little bit more detail from the front view that we never saw from the side view, I don't think, from the first trailer. The engines are hemispherical on the new Model X-Wings, so that when the S-foils come together, you have a full circle on each side. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, look at that. Now this planet, I guess it must be the same planet as from the first trailer. There's water, forests. This is definitely not Tatooine. And they're kicking up the water behind them, as in the first trailer. Splash. Woo! Now, I have no idea who the actors are, so you'll have to forgive me on that. So let's see. We got insignia of the New Republic. Well, I take that back. It was the insignia of the Alliance to Restore the Republic, as it was officially known in the prequel trilogies. In the prequel trilogy. The Rebel Alliance in the original trilogy. So, new and echoing of the general design of the visor, the flight suit, and the cockpit. Oh, here's the tracking system thing. Yeah. Only gets his one line. Woo! Okay, now here's the villain that we saw from the first trailer. Here's the cross guard lightsaber, I'll call it. And it's still got the similar flaming view, not such a solid view, more of a flowing view appearance that we saw in the first trailer. Whoa. Well, that was fast. What happened here? Okay, so the figure is taking it and doing it like a baseball swing or a golf swing from the figure's right to their left. Yeah. Now, I can't... That's a stormtrooper there. That's a stormtrooper helmet. Even though it's blurred, that's a stormtrooper. Here's the shield, not shield, epaulette, or whatever the word is. Not epaulette. On the shoulder. Oh, darn it. Oh, okay, I can't see anything more from that scene. And here's a big explosion with the soccer ball droid and two characters running away from a smoky explosion. Oh, there's the fire there. And again, this is the same, I don't know what to call it, airfield, you might say, from the first trailer. You have two other people over here. You have what looks like a shield generator, emulating the one from Hoth in Empire Strikes Back. What looks like a hangar over here, barbed wire fence or fence of some kind. You have a soccer ball droid rolling, and up here you have a TIE fighter, or a TIE of some kind, whether it's a fighter or some other model, and green laser. Outfits, this is typical Tatooine wear, as we've seen in both episodes 4 and 1. And some stick. Don't know what this is about, though. This looks like a uniform of some kind, with insignia on the left breast. There's it looks like a pretty clear shot. It looks like it's a row of red and a row of blue. This stick has a strap on it, so it's meant to be carried over your shoulder, if not in your hand. And okay, so something got blown up. Okay, so here we have the villain, or at least a villain. Oh, and what's this? Could this be the very first lens flare that we see from the new movie? So here's the lightsaber. It looks like the cross guards are off in this shot, and reaching out towards the camera with what you would call a force push or force grasp. So there's a hood and a mask, and there's a stormtrooper there, some other figures behind in what looks like a campfire, or maybe just a blazing fire. And this looks an awful lot like one of the structures that we saw in the Lars homestead. And it's either multiple campfires or something's really burning in destruction. Okay, so this is a snow planet. There's a black TIE something. Maybe not a TIE fighter, but a TIE something. Stormtroopers, for sure. Imperial officers, it looks like up here, because I can see the flesh-colored of skin for their faces, and probably the gray of their uniforms, and some central figure here, and this giant banner with some emblem on it, which I do not recognize. It looks like the bottom half of a hexagon with maybe a 16-pointed star, and then two black vertical stripes as well. I don't know what that's all about. Looks to me like it's just a building, except that it's a military building, because you can see the gun turrets here and here and here. But this is also on a planet of snow and mountains, so this is not Coruscant. And here you can see a lot more of the stormtroopers, as they are in Episode 7. And we're seeing the helmet, we're seeing the chest plate. These may or may not be rank insignia on the right breast. We're seeing the blaster rifles. This looks like a this looks like a snow trooper right there. I could be wrong, but it sure looks like it to me. And again, that still looks like a hexagon to me on the outside of the emblem. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I was right. 16-pointed star, if it's complete on the top. Okay, now we have another character here. Don't know who this is. Presumably the same one from before, from the explosion. Don't know what this is. To me, it looks like it's frozen fish. Yeah, something big is happening. And that's what she's either witnessing or expecting. No, I guess witnessing. So here we are with black TIE fighters. Black ties. Very similar to what we've always known. Oh, big explosion. This is inside a hangar bay. So there's a trampolining stormtrooper. And so there are TIE fighters, and there are TIEs getting blown up in here, and supply containers, I'll say, in the hangar. And obviously they've just been sabotaged by something. And yeah, this particular TIE fighter got sabotaged, looks like. And well, there's also some fire over here. And outside you can see through the window into space. This TIE fighter looks like it's on its way out. Whee! And and somebody's taking off their helmet, maybe? Yep. Okay, so here we get to see that they're not, at least on this uniform, they're not actually circles. These are 6 capsule shapes in a vertical position, side by side. Let's get a better look at, well, there's not much to see about the scenery. It's different than what I have seen before, so I don't recognize that. Okay. Okay, so here we have obviously a Star Destroyer, or a new model Star Destroyer. Looks like it's got one layer upon another somehow. You see the main docking bay on the ventral side. You see the shield emitters near the bridge section, and the wedge shape that we all love and know. And here we have these 4 ships flying escort, which we have never seen before, to a ship that we have also never seen before. And that's an interesting design for the ship. Why 2 up-pointed wings with apparently nothing else? And these other ships flying escort don't seem to have any wings or weapons. Okay, so here we have some trooper. He's obviously on an Imperial vessel from the scenery. Don't know what this red light is over here. Looks like it's... Well, if I didn't know better, I would call this the Bat Cave, because he got half technology in what looks like a cave wall here. And then a blue light coming on from the far left. Looks like this trooper is... well, he's got a black cape with a either red trim or red inside on the lining. And he's got either metallic or black metallic armor on. I'm going to call him a shadow trooper for lack of a better term. And he's just walking out. Looks like the way he's holding the gun, it looks like he's just an ordinary soldier, just dressed differently. I don't know what that's about. So here we have the soccer ball droid. This is definitely the hallway of the Millennium Falcon. You can recognize scenery here, and this is the ladder leading to the dorsal and ventral laser cannons. Wonder how I'm doing on time. I've been recording for 25 minutes already. Presumably same character as we've seen before. Looks like standard Tatooine garb, except that she's carrying what looks like some black rope on her left shoulder. And she's helping up the guy that we saw before. And before again. And what's this in the background? I guess this must be just after the explosion from earlier. Come with me if you want to live. Okay, and here's the Millennium Falcon, followed by TIEs again, in large pieces of junk. These look like capital ships that have crashed. And again, it looks like Tatooine. This reminds me of the remake of the Planet of the Apes movie. The one that Tim Burton directed. And possibly the movie Sphere. Okay, here we have what looks like also a shadow trooper or TIE fighter pilot. I cannot tell whether these stripes of red on the front of the helmet are paint or whether they are reflections of lights on the inside of the cockpit. You can definitely tell the standard ceiling window. Life support definitely connected to a chest device. Lots of red lights in here, and I think every light is red. Maybe it's a Pontiac. That definitely well, no, I'm still not sure whether that's paint or not. And okay, so he's the pilot of the TIE, and he's pursuing the Falcon through this capital, the remains of this capital ship.
Chewie, we're home.
Okay, so this is set approximately 30 years after Return of the Jedi, Episode VI. This is definitely the hallway of the Millennium Falcon again. Obviously, this is Harrison Ford as Captain Han Solo. or perhaps he has another title or rank, but it's Han Solo. And Chewbacca, presumably played by Peter Mayhew once again. And Chewbacca has his bowcaster, or perhaps a new model of his bowcaster. But he's got it out, actually, which means that he's recognizing at this moment that there is or was some threat that they were looking out into. And apparently Harrison Ford is saying it's okay by saying his next line. Huh. Yeah.
Chewie, we're home.
Chewie, we're home. Now this is, I mean, it's Harrison Ford. It's Harrison Ford, and you recognize Harrison Ford no matter where he is, no matter who he's playing. But the fact is that it's been 20. Let's see, that was 2014 last summer that it was recorded, that they were filming. So that means 1982 thereabouts. I'll just go from the release dates to make it equivalent. That means that it was 2014 minus 1983. No, excuse me, 2015 minus 1983. That's 32 years difference. So yes, it's Harrison Ford. He just looks different than what we've always known him as. So yes, it's Harrison Ford. So yes, it's Harrison Ford. He just looks different than how we've always known him as Han Solo. But it's Harrison Ford, and you can't substitute. Yeah. So he's got on what looks like a leather jacket. Oh, and unless I miss my guess, he's also holding a blaster here. Okay, so in that case, well, this is interesting. They're in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. Not the cockpit, I'm sorry, the hallway. Which means that they're not even looking out of the entrance ramp. So that means that they're pointing their weapons at somebody else who's inside the Millennium Falcon. And I don't get it why he says, Chewie, we're home. It must be something about the person or people that they're looking at in particular that makes them say that.
Chewie, we're home.
Yeah, he was definitely... Han Solo was definitely holding a blaster there. So So I thought what I would do one more time is play the trailer, but this time without pausing and just listen to the audio. We didn't get to hear much of the audio. At least not altogether. You got these chimes. You got the lightsaber hum there. Theme of the Force. Ding.
The Force is strong in my family. My father has it. I have it. My sister has it. You have that power too.
Chewie, we're home.
So final thoughts. Well, I'm very excited. I'm not bouncing off the walls. I'm not almost not even sure why I'm not bouncing off the walls, except I haven't really been socializing about this a whole lot. Of course, if I would be, then I would be bouncing off the walls. But I'm way more encouraged about this one so far than I am about the prequels. Although I remember Andre Meadows, he did a commentary and thoughts on the very first teaser trailer for Episode 7, and he said what he did was he went back and he watched that, thought about it, and then went back and rewatched the Episode 1 trailer. And I thought about doing that, but I have not done it yet. Maybe that's for the best. But that was a very interesting thing for him to do, because it separating hype from substance, you might call it, is what he's after, of course. And maybe what we're all after. It's good to get hyped up about something, but if there's no substance, then no matter what it is, it's just fluff. But that's not what I'm saying about this. It's very, very good to see Harrison Ford as Han Solo again. 32 years difference, yes. That's just something to adapt to. We, the fans, will have to adapt to. That's all. I was really encouraged. This didn't seem like a prequel trailer. I could be wrong in that, but I don't think it did. And that's very encouraging. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me ramble on and on and on and on and on for over a half hour. And I hope you look forward to Episode 7 as much as I do. I just recently got my very first sewing machine, finally, so I'm going to be making some costumes. For Halloween for sure, yeah. And other conventions I might go to between now and Episode 7's premiere, and definitely on the night of Episode 7's premiere. So, you take care, and may the Force be with you.